Guys, how's it going? Hey, today I want to tell a story about Elisha's bones. So, one of the things I find hilarious about the Bible is you'll be reading information. Like, usually it's in the middle of information. And then all of a sudden there's like one or two verses that you're like, wait, what? That's kind of random. And they make no big deal about it, but usually it's like some miracle or some really odd event that you're like, you only want to say two verses about that? Okay. So the story of Elisha's bones is one of those. So it's found in Second Kings 13, 20 and 21. So here I'm just going to read it actually. So it says, Elisha died and they buried him. Now the bands of the Moabites would invade the land in the spring of the year. As they were burying a man, behold, they saw a marauding band, and they cast the man into the grave of Elisha. And when the man touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood on his feet. Okay? Before that, there was this story about how the king was receiving a prophecy that he was going to beat the king of Aram. And then after that, it's about the king of Aram oppressing Israel. But in the middle of this, Elisha dies. Okay, so that's important. He's a prophet. And they buried him. Okay. And then it tells us that there are marauders, or so there's basically, gangs wandering around, bandits wandering around, looking for people to jump and steal stuff from. So they're burying their buddy. They see a gang, throw him into Elisha's grave, and book it. Right? So, and it says the guy came back to life. So stop. Did they go back and get their buddy and they knew he was back alive? Did they freak out because their buddy was back alive? Did the bandits freak out when they saw a dead man rise from the dead? Was the guy happy? Did he go back into town? Did he freak out? These are things I would want to know. But it's just this random story that lets you know that the presence of God was so permeated in Elisha that it actually permeated his body, not just his soul and his spirit, right? So that's the biblical takeaway on that. The historical takeaway on that, what you probably would need to know is that people were normally buried in caves or in these underground pits that would hold family size of people. So you could have anywhere from 2 to 8 people usually in one of these burials. This guy could have been a relative of Elisha, but probably not. That's going to be my guess on this. So they were probably already shoving their buddy's body into Elisha's grave. I don't know if that counts as grave robbing, but it's they're robbing the grave. They're borrowing it. And so it also tells you a little bit probably about how the economics of Israel is doing at that time. It's not going really well. You have to rob a grave for your buddy. And you're so afraid of somebody jumping you that even though he's dead, you stop showing respect for the dead body and the whole ceremony, and you just toss him and you leave. Okay? But yeah, just things I want to know. Did the guy go back into town? If it were me and I was the dead guy, I'd be trying probably to scare the bandits. But so anyways, that's the Bible story.